Well, literally the first person that's actually done this. I don't normally go for it at all.
You'll be fine. You'll be reads. It's because I'm not a professional. You're prepared to do it.
It goes on the internet, doesn't it? Stuff goes on the internet. It never comes off.
It never comes off. It's never going to come off the internet. Never ever. This. You better get this right first go, because I don't allow retakes. Strictly no rebates. No, it's alright. It's fine. Chill. Don't panic. Don't panic. As long as you're on the screen, you're fine. May you start, please, by introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Marti Morris, and I'm one half of 40 Skateboard Company.
Right. Who's the other half?
The other half is a gentleman called Michael Jobling.
Right. Okay.
And he's based out in Dubai. In a period of time when I was over in the Middle East, I literally posted up on a Facebook page, anyone fancy a skate this week? Mike got in touch, we kept in touch. About 2 years after I left, we then decided to take up a really stupid decision of forming a skateboard company.
Yeah, right. So that was 2 years after you left, but when was that?
So it was about a year ago.
John Horner making his way through.
I think, yeah, we had our...
About when, sorry?
About a year ago.
About a year ago, okay.
We had our anniversary about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Right, okay. So around March 2018.
Yeah.
Interesting times to start up a skateboard company, like you say. Very interesting times. I'm thinking interesting because we've got like general life stuff going on, Brexit, all that.
Yeah.
Yes, right. And at the same time, we're on the run up to the Olympics, which, as we know, is a very interesting time. Was there any other factors that you took into account when you decided to start up a skateboard company?
Well, not really. The initial inception actually happened in December 2016. Mike was turning 40, and as a result, he was having a party in his house in Dubai. And I'd been invited along, couldn't really make it, had too many work commitments. At the last minute, kind of had a change of circumstances and decided that I would be able to make it along. And would you buy the man who's got it all? Well, we spoke to his wife. We sent a photo over, a scantily clad picture with not leaving much for the imagination. Got a graphic designer friend of mine to put it on and design a board for us, and then Adam over at i5 managed to produce a board for us, and he had the first one, and that's where the original concept for 40 came about, because obviously the name being linked to the requirements of what you need to be in order to get a board.
Right. So yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. So it's clear that you've got a concept behind this business, then, behind the brand. And you've just alluded to some of that. Could you expand on that a little bit? And
skateboarding for a lot of parts is fairly cliquey. There's, in with the in crowd or not, sometimes the case may be. And a lot of it's obviously to do with your ability on board and how good you are, and any personal achievements you might have done. The thing that we quite liked about the idea of 40 was to basically reward people that either are on a skateboard or off a skateboard, and Nic's contribution to skateboarding, his fans, UK team management, and just a talent that he's helped nurture that have gone on to bigger and better things.
And the shop and so on.
And the shop as well, yeah, and obviously all the competitions and stuff that he kind of organised and was involved in. And it was just as recognition to a contribution to skateboarding. And we like the sticking point being an age, because at the end of the day, your own ability and own achievements on a skateboard is depending on what you've actually gone out and tried to do yourself. The one thing that anyone can't control in life is time, and we kind of find it amusing to discriminate people against age.
Right.
If you're not old enough, you're not getting on the team, regardless of how good you are or what you might have achieved.
I think you've got a very valid point as well about achievements in skateboarding and contributions to skateboarding.
Well, often a lot of the people that contribute the most are the people that actually aren't riding the boards, because without the people behind the scene, people might rip on their local mini ramps or whatever, but if they don't have the national competitions or anything like that with the exposure, they're not really going to do anything with it. So you find a lot of the people in kind of the supporting side of the industry are as worthy as recognition, that are quite often kind of unsung heroes.
And like you say, Powley contributed to that by giving that opportunity to people, i.e., creating those competitions for people to come. Because I've always been conscious of that as well, which is like, it's all well and good being your local skate park hero, But if you don't get out of that local skate park and go and get involved on a national level, then you will continue just to be your local skate park hero.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to do with also what people want to get out of it. If you want to just skate your local park and that's all you ever really aspire to because you've got a job or something that kind of isn't really skateboard, not the focus, that's fine. But there are a lot of people obviously with ambition out there that kind of want to go in and try and do something a bit more internationally and see a bit of the world and see if they can actually make a living out of doing it as well.
And like you said, yeah, Powley not only created those competitions for people to go to and to experience and meet other people from other scenes, he also developed and brought on people through his work with doing the Vans TMing, the team management work, which again, I think, like you're saying about people behind the scenes, I think is one of those things that goes. There isn't much publicity that goes with it. It just happens, and people don't always seem to understand that it's not just about bundling a team in a minibus and driving them around. There's a whole load of development work that goes along with that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with mentoring and things. I think things have changed now, obviously, with the Olympics. It's kind of given it this...
well, not just the Olympics,
more of a framework.
These bigger competitions like Street League and so forth.
Yeah, but with other sports, with football and things, you have people, or rugby or whatever, and they kind of... I don't really want to use the term coach, but mentor kids, and they get recognition because there's like a real kind of job title and description behind what they're doing. And with skateboarding, it's never really existed, so there's a lot of help and development that people like Nic have given to people that hasn't necessarily really been acknowledged by kind of the wider community.
So it's great to hear that that's part of what you're doing with 40. What you're basically saying is, actually, it's about time some of these people were recognised. Because I mean, you've also got Mr. Hudson on the team, another person over 40 who has made a contribution to the UK skateboarding
Still
scene.
An active skateboarder as well.
Very much so.
Well,
yeah.
He skateboards considerably more than me, and he's over 10 years older than me.
He skateboards very, very well. I mean, every time he enters that, I cover the UK Vert Series, and every time he's there entering the Masters division, we know this is going to be serious. He's not mucking around. He's not there for a laugh. He's getting involved. Although that is, of course, being there for a laugh, because skateboarding is a laugh. It's the part of the enjoyment of it. But the level of his skateboarding is pretty high up.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else in the pipeline? Do you have other people in mind that you think these people deserve a bit of recognition?
Yeah, we've got a few projects. I don't really want to announce too much too soon because there's a lot of things stop and start. People get involved, for whatever reason, things don't kind of materialise, and you end up moving on to other projects. But we've got some pretty exciting projects coming up with some photographers and some big American names that have been in the industry for kind of 25, 30 years. It's just all part of the evolution. You obviously start off with a concept, what you want to do with a brand, and these things grow. And as you start working with various people, your credibility improves, and all of a sudden people that you didn't necessarily think would be accessible or interested in what you're doing become interested and are actually really behind what you're trying to create, which is obviously an amazing experience.
Okay, and just briefly coming back to this project with the Powley board, who came up with the idea? Because you've got quite of like a sort of a shaped board going on there. I don't want to say pool bomber because everyone uses it. It's
originally based. I think it's NOS 88 is what the actual shape is.
Right.
So the original idea came about was John had actually drawn the graphic prior to, I think it was something for Skate Pharmacy, and I saw it and I was like, that'd be great on the board.
Right.
And from talking to Mike and I decided that Nic was a fairly worthy recipient of the board. We spoke to John redrew it, and we chose, because it's based on a Nic Blender. It's based on a Neil Blender graphic, and John obviously redrew it, and then we ordered the boards. It was the closest shape to what we could find to what the original board was on GNS. And Adam at I5 hooked up with the boards. They went down to Tommy at Back and Forth, and he hand screened all of them.
Right.
So we did a couple of combinations that obviously attribute to what the original version were.
Yeah, I noticed you kind of got it in black and white, or blue and pink, or yellow and red.
Yeah, the yellow and red, I think,
a pure
might be an
pink
original
one on the end.
The pink one was Powley's choice. The blue and the pink one are going to be the colours for Skate Farm, so they've got some more work they're going to be doing. The pink's one of the colours they're going to be using.
Right.
The white one is obviously one of the original colours as well. and the blue ones were purely because the original run was supposed to be 40 limited edition boards. They basically sold out too quickly, so we decided to get another 10 for the release weekend.
Right.
And as a result, we just chose to go with a blue colour, which is the same colour what they use for the shop.
I'll get some videos of that in a bit so people can see properly what we're talking about. But yeah, nice. Okay, and there's some t-shirts and that to go with it, and there's all the
t-shirts
all the merch
and
stickers and mugs and. Mugs, very important, so you can have your cup of tea.
Yeah.
This is like, you know, like, I don't know, like, for me, going skateboarding has slightly changed in so much as, I use skate parks a lot more, and indoor skate parks, and so that means this, my pre-skate setup is, I want a hot drink, I want like a cup of coffee, mainly a mocha, actually. I go for that sort of fancy gear. I get a mocha, and get some caffeine down me to go skateboarding, you know what I mean? Like, no more, you know, I'm not a 17-year-old who just grabs the house key and a fiver and puts it in my pocket and leaves the door, and that's 8 hours out skateboarding anyway. It doesn't work like that anymore.
Well, you try and do some kind of different pieces for each release. With Dainton's one, we had hip flasks that came out.
Nice. Talking of Dayton, I think I just heard his dulcet tones.
Just behind. We've Chris Markovich has got a board that's going to be out in due course. I think it's probably the next board we got coming out, and he did some.
Is that a slight exclusive?
No, it's
just coming out. Chris Markovich.
Yeah. If you actually go on Instagram today, he's just done the unboxing of a package we sent over to him.
Nice.
He's also done a lot of custom one-off bags for us. So I think we got 9 or so online now, which are handmade bags, decorated and designed by him.
And if you don't, like for us guys, we know who Chris Markovich is. If you don't,
you should be watching this channel. Just go and put yourself in a bin or something.
Put this on pause, open another tab, put in Chris Markovich into YouTube and watch his stuff. 411 profile, One Step Beyond. Any of that gear, just crack on. If you're watching it and it's got the track running away from Lab Cabin, California from the far side on it, then you've got the right section for a start. Right, okay, so yeah, we got boards, mugs, t-shirts, and you've got some stuff coming out with Chris Markovich. Brilliant, okay. Wow, that's all pretty amazing. I love this concept you've got as well about recognizing people behind the scenes, because I mean that's part of what I'm trying to do. You know, if you watch skateboard media, you'd be under the belief that only professional skateboarders are allowed to have an opinion about skateboarding, when they're the very peak of the triangle of the people involved in skateboarding. You know, there's so many other people.
Personality for us is the most important thing. Like, inclusion's a big part of what we want to do. And if somebody's got something valid they want to contribute to us, whether a graphic designer or a photographer, videographer, like, we want people to get involved and kind of build this entire brand up as a bit more like a family.
More of a community effort.
Community effort. Just get people, kind of connect people, because there's so many people in different legs and different areas of skateboarding, and people aren't really aware of what they're doing. Obviously, Alfonso Rules did the Evil Daint board for us, and if anyone's seen his 9 Club this week, he goes on to, I think he said he designed over 100 shoes for DC.
Who was that again? Alfonso Rules. Again, another name you should know.
Again, it's there's a lot of people out there. By the time they hit 40 years old, most people have a really interesting story as to how they got to that stage in their life. The actual skateboarding side of things generally is kind of almost like secondary. Chris Markovich, all his artwork and some of the stories he's got about the development behind just product development and how skateboarding has come to where it is now, and some of the designs that he instigated in the early 90s that everyone, you know, buys products that aren't aware of what he actually contributed. It's all kind of stories we want to be telling, and kind of almost like educating people and telling the stories between the stories.
Nice. So you mentioned briefly Chris Markovich's Instagram. What are all your social medias where people can check you out?
So our website is fortyskateboardco.com. We've got all the shops on there. I should say as well, if you need to get any 40 Skateboard Co stuff in the UK, the people you should be hitting up is Skate Farm and also Big Woodies over in Blackpool.
Skate your own shop, support Skate your own.
Yeah,
God's sake,
big fan of what Big Woodies doing over there as well. He's nothing but a gent. He's been fantastic in supporting what we're doing. Really interesting, good feedback. We try and do our best as far as like not going off too much of a tangent, like employing other skateboarders, their business, getting them involved. Like Don Ryder does a lot of the stickers and that kind of stuff for us as well. Cold Coffee down in Southampton, they produce a lot of our clothing. A guy down there called Danny Jackson, he's a long-time skateboarder from the late 80s in the Isle of Wight. And he's done a lot to support skateboarding over the years with bits and pieces. But anyway, back onto the social media. Instagram.com/40 Skateboard Co. Not on Twitter.
Co.
Facebook's the same, for Skateboard Co.
You know what to do, people. Go hook it up. Go support skater-owned industries and companies that are supporting other, for want of a better, other legit skateboarders. I'm going to say it. They're just other legit skateboarders. Get involved. Marty, thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for explaining all this stuff to us. Really appreciate that.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming down.
Say goodbye.
Cheers, guys.